The first round of the new Clio Cup Series is underway. It's Rob Gaffney that made the better start. He's starting the outside of the front row. He leads, they head down the Bentley Straight. One of the cars there weaving all over the place, trying to get some heat into those slicks. On this cold day at Snetterton, we've got a bit of rain in the air as well. It's Luke Herbert from Mazdas. He's in second. He's the Mazda MX-5 Cup champion from last year. He runs there in second position as they turn their way through Brundle and Nelson. And in the third position, we have the number 8 car. In the hands of Andy George, they turn their way through the bomb hole. The top two are now getting away. The two favourites in the series, Rob Gaffney and Luke Herbert. Rob Gaffney racing the Clio Cup before, as well as the Ginetta GT Super Cup as well. He raced that last year. So they turn their way through Coram onto the brakes then. And you see those top two getting away from it. Rob Gaffney gets all crossed up as he goes through the corner. That's going to give Luke Herbert a good run off of Murray's. Massive moment for Rob Gaffney. Cold tides probably, and James Weston, a newcomer to racing, he's had a similar moment as he headed through Murray's a big sideways moment. You've got the road cars at the back. You won't worry too much about them. They will become traffic as the race goes on. Down the Bentley Straight then to our new leaders, Luke Herbert, Rob Gaffney putting the pressure back on as they come underneath the bridge in a moment, the braking zone for Brundle. They turn through the left-hander, then Luke Herbert really late on the brakes. He's pulled out a bit of a lead. He locks up a bit, though he runs out really wide. He's almost on the grass, and Rob Gaffney's going to capitalise on this on the inside, and he's going to get the lead back at the bomb hole. Yes, he does. So Gaffney's made a mistake, Herbert's made a mistake. These two pushing their cars to the maximum, and that's allowed Andrew Jordan there in third position to close in as they turn their way through Coram Curve. So it's free for the lead now then. It's Rob Gaffney, who's racing Clios before. Second, Luke Herbert, he's raced Mazdas. Third, Andrew Jordan, he's raced his Clio, but in the Euro Saloon Series. So they head on to the centre straight once again then. So the three of them all together behind. In fourth from Volkswagen Racing Cup. And other championships like Stock Catch, that's Peter Felix in fourth position. Then in fifth we have David Pearce, another person who's raced in the Euro Saloon Series in the Clio Cup part of that. Leading the road cars, it's the SWB Motorsport car of Tommy Osgaard. So here come the leaders, and it's Andrew Jordan on the move. He looks up on the inside of Luke Herbert. Herbert defends the line, weaves one way, then weaves the other as they go into the braking zone, puts it back on the racing line, and he's really quick through here. He gets back onto terms with Rob Gaffney. They say now exit the corner. Look at this, all this scrapping has allowed Peter Felix in fourth to close them in. Although through there, Luke Herbert carried so much speed. Derek Pearce there as well in that battle for third now, because the pace Herbert carried, instead of being defended, he's now attacking for the race lead as they head into Murray's again then. Gaffney defending his line, he stays in front then, behind the top five in sixth position. That's the number 12 car of Brett Lidsey. He's come from the Tin Tops, the BARC series, and here's ahead of Graham Mulland. Darren Wilson, who's done the Clio Cup. Then you have Ian Jordan as well in that scrap. Oh, he's just a bit behind the scrap really. Darren Wilson finishing that battle off, and then James Weston a bit behind Ian Jordan. They're your 9 Clio Cup cars, or 10 Clio Cup cars I should say, we have on circuit. So down the back straight then into Brundle, and it's Herbert who takes that really wide line through Brundle. Then he quick through here because he gaps Andrew Jordan again at this point in the race, and you see these about 8 cars I think we have all in this leading bunch. There's Luke Herbert then, number 50, unloaded rear wheel coming off the ground through bomb hole there, and then through Coram, similar thing will be happening before they swap sides to get their way through Murray's. So it's still Gaffney, then Herbert, Jordan, Felix, those two similar liveried cars in third and fourth. And Jordan running the car by himself, where you've got Peter Felix driving for the 2010 racing team, Rob Gaffney, Meridian Motorsport, and Luke Herbert in the Luke Herbert racing car. So here they come then, down the centre, down the Bentley Straight once again. Gaffney just started to gap Herbert. Now up on the inside comes Andrew Jordan. He attacks Luke Herbert. The two cars are almost side by side. But again, Herbert takes that wide swooping line through Brundle. He's so much faster than anybody else doing that. So he's gapped Andrew Jordan ever so slightly again as they turn their way onto Bomhole, and still behind that scrapping for second. You've got in fourth position Peter Felix. So they turn their way through Coram. There's huge queue of cars. Great racing from this new series, and Derek Pearce on the attack and defence at the same time. He was trying to find a way past Peter Felix while defending to Brett Lidsey, I think it was. So down the Bentley straight they come once again, and you definitely get the impression now that where Luke Herbert's having to defend from the attacking Andrew Jordan, allowing Rob Gaffney just to start to sprint away. Onto the brakes then, through Nelson they go, up into two wheels there, Peter Felix running in forward, behind him Derek Pearce, two wheels onto the grass. Brett Lindsay did the same thing, so can't capitalise on that mistake by Pearce. So they turn their way through Bournemouth with a Graham Mulholland there as well. Darren Wilson just starting to drop off the top 7 now. So through Coram again, you see Gaffney with that small gap to Luke Herbert. He's only been racing for 3 years, this Herbert. He races in Mazda, the Mark 1s before moving up to Mark 3s. He was champion in that last year, being the light to Formula Ford Festival winner in 2009, Chrissy Palmer. Now Herbert, he's starting to drop back. He's back onto the attack of the race leader, Rob Gaffney. He dives to the inside. A late lunge. Can't do it though. He swapped sides then for the corner. Looks to the inside for Nelson. Andrew Jordan joining the battle then. Peter Felix almost onto this as well. And where Herbert was attacking, he's having to defend again because back up behind him. That's Andrew Jordan. Andy Jordan sitting there in third. Then they come to Coram. He's right underneath the rear boot lid of Luke Herbert's car, and fourth position Peter Felix is right in there as well, so it is definitely the top 4 tied together. Then in fifth Brett Lindsay, who's just ahead of Graham Mulholland, and now Darren Wilson, he was starting to drop back. He's joining that scrap once more. There's Ian Jordan having a bit of a lonely race in ninth, and there's a change. Second now for Peter Felix. Look at Andrew Jordan's car. He's got damage. The front there, and Luke Herbert's dropped back. Contact we're hearing from between the two of them down at Montreal. You can see Jordan losing all types of time now. Graham Mulholland right behind him, and Luke Herbert runs out wide. Here comes Mulholland then up on the inside to Bombhole. Now Derek Pearce, he's lost out to him as well, hasn't he? So there's been a huge amount of change in here. So they turn their way through Coram. Let's see if we can work out what's happened there. Rob Gaffney leads. To Peter Felix up to second. Third Luke Herbert, he was second. In the fourth is Brett Lindsay. Fifth Graham Mulholland. Sixth Derek Pearce. Seventh Darren Wilson. And slowing in eighth, that's Andy Jordan's car. He'll probably be heading towards pit road soon because of damage on the front of his machine then. And you can see the back marker not far up the road then. That's Jake Honor. So you can see the top 3 really spaced out now compared to what we've got used to in the last few laps of this. Here's the battle for fourth then. There's Lindsay in fifth, sixth Pearce, seventh Wilson, and Mulholland's gone ahead of Lindsay now as well. It's a great couple of laps for Graham Mulholland. Still going in Andrew Jordan. You can see the damage there. The part of the bonnet there has flown off his car. Now, let's see what Peter Felix and Luke Herbert can do. The last lap, Felix was 1.2 down on Gaffney, and Herbert was 1.4 down on Felix. They crossed the line, and the quickest of them is Herbert. He's got 8 tenths quicker than Rob Gaffney, and 6 tenths quicker than Felix. So Felix is catching Gaffney, Herbert's catching, and she's onto the back now of the second place car, that being Peter Felix. So the battle's back on again. Rob Gaffney's got to watch his mirrors as well because he's been closed in. They turn their way through Coram then. Perhaps Gaffney with the battle starting to develop again for second. He might be able to pull away again. This is a 20-minute race. This is lap 10. Not long to go now. Mulholland, Lindsay, Pearce and Wilson still scrapping it out for fourth. Into the pits has come Andy Jordan. He's out of it after the contact with Luke Herbert. So it was 1.08 between the two leaders. It's now 0.87. Peter Felix 2 tenths quicker again, but it's Luke Herbert who is flying. He's going about 6 tenths a second quicker than the top 2. But he's through now. He's up to second for Luke Herbert. He's got ahead of Peter Felix then. Lights ablaze for the race leaders. They're coming up to more back markers. The cars of Circuit Sam Randall, then Tommy Ostard, the 2 SWB Motorsport cars. Into about the last 5 laps of this now. Luke Herbert is almost on the back of Rob Gaffney now. So the 3 leaders all together, Gaffney, Herbert and Felix. Then the four-way scrap for fourth. That continues and probably will do to the end. So Peter Felix might be just keeping a watching brief on these top two now. Gaffney defends the line. Herbert round the outside of Rob Gaffney here. Can he get this one done? He keeps trying. Can't quite do it. Gaffney just about has the line defended. He slightly flicks the car up at the two wheels. Now into Bombhole. Can Herbert do anything here? No. Once again he has to sit behind and look for somewhere else to go through. Peter Felix thinking perhaps these two may make contact as the race goes on. And these closing stages now, onto the brakes. Just kicking up a bit of dirt there, Peter Felix trying so hard to put the top two under pressure. Just clipping the inside of the circuit there. You see Derek Pearce just flying his car up on two wheels as well as he headed through Murray's. So up across the line then, it's Gaffney, Herbert, Felix. Lights ablaze still for Rob Gaffney. Luke Herbert slightly looked at. Now he's going to take his swooping line through Brundle to get himself right underneath the boot of the race leader, Rob Gaffney. Peter Felix there as well still. What's happening behind? Darren Wilson, Greg Mulholland's dropped back. Brett Lindsay now fourth. Fifth, Darren Wilson. Sixth, Mulholland. It's actually Wilson that's really gained, isn't he? Because Derek Pearce has dropped back as well. He's down to seventh. Leaders back with us then. They turn their way through Murray's. We could have one to go at the end of this. In the road cars, well, that's going to go to Tommy Osgaard. Here's a good 5-6 seconds over Sam Randall. The two of them well ahead of Jake Horner. Here is Randon, who leads, Osgaard even, who leads over Randon. The two SWB Motorsport cars. Also, I should mention, in 8th is Ian Jordan, 9th James Weston. We haven't really seen much of them two. The top 7 have been concentrated on. And this final lap, Luke Herbert's got through at Montreal to take the lead off Rob Gaffney. It's important to lead on the last lap. It's the most important lap to lead, of course, across the line. But Luke Herbert made a mistake through Nelson, possibly run a bit wide, not as big as he made on that second lap. So that means he's been able to stay in front of Gaffney. Gaffney put him under pressure though. Peter Felix has dropped back on this last lap. So Luke Herbert leads as they head through Coram Curve then. Rob Gaffney putting him under pressure though. As they head now down towards Murray's. Is Gaffney going to do a last lap lunge? They both slightly lock up a bit of a sideways for Herbert. He's across the dirt on the exit of the corner. Can he hold on? So they come up across the line. It's going to be Luke Herbert who takes the win. Second to Gaffney and third to Peter Felix.